And viewers, moving on to the state of Karnataka, which in the recent past has been famous for potholes, part tussles. But tonight, let's tell you what exactly is happening in Bengaluru. The Congress government in the state has authorized the rental of 46 mechanical sweeping machines for 7 years at the cost of 613.25 crore rupees. Now, these devices are going to be placed within Greater Bengaluru Authority's boundaries. But what's ironic is that if Siddaramaiah government would just buy these same machines and operate it themselves, they would only have spent 92 crore rupees roughly over these years. Let's first break it down in terms of what these road sweepers are and how they operate. This is the details as far as these road sweepers are. Let's quickly get them on the screen. They of course have rotating brushes. They sweep debris to the side. They also have in fact vacuum, which actually helps in the collection of dust and fine particles and takes them up. They also have water sprayers to reduce dust while sweeping, and have a storage bin where this collected dirt is stored, and of course it's placed there until disposal. You would have seen these in various cities of India. Now, this is as far as the road sweeper itself is concerned. Let's also tell you what exactly we're talking about in terms of the actual purchase and why there's a controversy over the purchase. The Karnataka government is under fire for its questionable math. To rent these road sweepers, 46 of them for 7 years, 613 crore rupees would have been spent. To buy them, 46 road sweepers for 70 lakh rupees each would have been 32 crore rupees. 46 drivers plus 100 helpers for 7 years, their salary would have been about 60 crore rupees, and therefore the total is just 92 crore rupees. Why then is 613 crores being spent for rental is a question that is being asked by opposition political parties in the state. The BJP has slammed the government for approving what it's calling an exorbitant and questionable project, while on the other hand, Congress asks why does BJP question every single development project. Listen to both the charge and the counter charge.
First thing is that as far as sweeping machines are concerned, they are the way forward. But BJP has always objected to this. They objected to computers. They objected to, now they have objected to the steel bridge. They have already objected to the tunnel. So they object to any development form.
617 crores for 7 years is a cost for hiring a sweeping machines. Instead of that, if they could have bought the machines and maintained with the labor and everything, it could have costed them not more than 315 crores. Why do Karnataka government is adamant or GBA is adamant in buying these sweeping machines?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's take it across to our guest. Joining us, Surbi Hodegere, spokesperson of BJP. Priya Chetty Rajgopal is a prominent citizen of Bengaluru. We also have Advocate Umar Junaidi, who continues from debate number 1. But my first question is to Syed Aslam Pasha, political analyst. Syed Aslam Pasha, I can't wrap my mind around the logic. Something that costs 613 crores to rent over 7 years. I mean, roughly, if you divide it across those 7 years, the cost is the same cost as actually purchasing those devices and actually having people to run it. What exactly is going on in the Karnataka government?
Right. Thanks, Manav. Thanks for having me on your show. Now, give me a peaceful 30 seconds to a minute. I'll explain that in detail, Madhav. First of all, we are talking about Bangalore. We are talking about maintaining cleanliness and making Bangalore dust-free. We've got about 12,878 kilometers of square kilometers of road in Bangalore, wherein we have about 1,678 kilometers of arterial and subarterial roads. Now, first of all, the plan was to take 59 mechanical sweepers. The Urban Development Department had ruled that down, and then finally, the GBA had approved. GBA approved about 43 mechanical sweepers with 613 crores. Now, the point is, this includes not only the sweepers, this includes the manpower, this includes the service, this includes the maintenance. We are a cosmopolitan city. We are one of the best cities in the globe. If you go to any other country or any other metropolitan, they have...
None of that explains the price difference, Syed Aslam Pasha. Nobody is arguing why cities need sweepers. All cities have sweepers. Can you explain to me the justification and the rationale of the cost difference?
So the point is not only about the rent includes the dumper trucks, the rent includes the human resources. That dump includes the upkeeping and maintenance of the entire system. It is not only about the rent.
Yes, so the 92 crores includes 32 crores for the devices and 60 crores for the salaries of the individuals. Yes. Even if you pay those salaries for 7 years, it still comes to about a tenth of the cost.
No, absolutely not. So
or about a fifth of the cost at least.
The 26 mechanical sweepers which are already available with earlier it used to be at BBMP, there are a lot of complaints by the citizens that it is not dust free. The work of those mechanical
You are not justifying the cost till now. Syed Aslam Pasha, give me a cost justification of this. Why should something that costs 92 crore rupees be rented at the cost of 612 crore rupees? Can you tell us?
Let me break it down. I think let us do some slicing and dicing for this. We are talking about 613 crores for 7 years. It is not for 1 year. 43, it works out around 2 crores per year.
Yes, so all the more reason to buy it. If you spend 92 crores, those machines are not going to go away after a year.
Gentlemen, who will do the maintenance and the mechanical work? It is the organization's responsibility.
Will the maintenance cost 500 crore rupees, sir?
No, so
maintenance a device that costs 30 crore rupees, will it cost 500 crores to maintain it?
Madhav, the calculation which you're doing definitely doesn't work out for 500 crores or whatever you're saying. It is clearly maintained at 2 crores per year.
Let me bring in Surbhi Hodigere. Surbhi Hodigere, 2 crores per year is the maintenance cost of these machines. That's what justifies this cost apparently. Please respond to Syed Aslam Pasha.
No, I don't believe. I think Syed Aslam Pasha is going all around but not giving us the exact breakdown of why these machines cost as much as the cabinet has approved. That's because Bengaluru citizens are screaming for change, but the Congress in Karnataka looks at Bengaluru merely as an ATM to provide for its political ambitions. That's the end point of it. Let me come to the policy talk over here. Much earlier, I think way back in 2017, the CAG had flagged that these machines were not really doing their job. It was at inflated prices already. And we're here in 2025, where they're saying that one machine at 2 crore, buying a machine at 2 crore is not going to serve the cost, that we want to rent it instead. No explanation given by the Congress so far has given us any clarity on why we should go for rent versus buy. What is the rationale? Usually, from the policy perspective, a rationale for buy versus rent, choosing rent, is because of high capex investment for something to buy. Is the Congress government out of funds to pay, 2 crores or even much less? The machines, as discussed in public forums, says to about 1.5 crore, including maintenance. The Congress doesn't have money to buy this, but they definitely have the commitment to rent at 613. With all calculation, as per what's being discussed in the public domain, not just by the BJP, by citizens themselves, it could be bought for less than 150 crore once and for all. But they don't want to do that. It's a simple and straightforward question. This story has been going on the entire day, Madhav, but no clarification has come from the Congress. The only clarification is that the BJP is against everything. If the BJP is against you doing daylight robbery, you want us to keep quiet about these things? I don't understand what is the expectation the government has. And the consulting firms that were engaged to give advice on this were actually gave out a justification saying that renting will cost 50 lakh less. Buying will cost 50 lakh less per machine per year. So what is the rationale? Give us an understanding.
Let me add to that. Umar Junaidi, isn't it a fact that the same Karnataka government set up a committee to estimate this? They said it's cheaper to buy. They rejected that and set up another committee, which then said it's cheaper to rent or advised renting it. What's going on?
Madhav, the very point is the development of the state as well as the development of the city. Now, question of BJP on every move of the Congress, now asking for the financial calculations. Now they are saying that 613 crores are much more. Instead, they could have purchased the machines. But purchasing of machine also invites the helpers, which invites the other extra added services to them. Also the fuel charges, the maintenance, and the space to keep it safe. All these things are to be taken care of, and that's how the budget is planned. Whatever the plans which are being approved are based on each and every calculations. So nowhere somebody comes to the cabinet and says, okay, 613 crores passed. Everybody has the financial calculations checked, and that's what, after seeing those financial check, then only the plans get approved. So there is nothing like
Sir,
making a
the BJP
view
saying,
of it.
sir, we did some calculations. The manpower cost plus the cost of buying these machines comes to over 90 crores. Let's say the maintenance, fuel, everything put together comes to another 60, 70 crores. It's still 150 crores. It's not 600 crores, sir.
12,000. No, what calculation, Madhav? 12,800 something change square kilometers. What are the fuel charges they are calculating? 1 liter per day to a machine, or what? What are the fuel charges?
What are the fuel charges? How are you calculating
What is
this?
the capacity of running of the machines?
Okay, you think that the fuel charges cost 500 crore rupees, according to you? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, let me just ask one political question over here.
Respond, Surbi, respond.
I just want to tell the people defending the Congress here today, a very legitimate question has been asked by the people, by the media and the opposition on an government expenditure. The simplest and easiest thing to do is put out the calculation in public. What are you shying away from? Especially when allegations of 80% Sarkara have been made against you, put out the calculation. Let's take a look at it. You don't think the Bengaluru citizenry, which is screaming for change, has the capability to look through some calculations today? Please put out the calculations. Make a commitment today. Ask your government. If you're so sure that there is no scam in this, put it out.
That will be in the public.
Please make the ask to your government. Tell them the citizens of Bengaluru today demand that we will not be okay if you're spending 613.25 crore to rent instead of
why not
buying
make the calculation public? If it's such a
much,
simple
much
calculation, please
lesser.
make it public. That's what the BJP is asking you to do. Respond, Umar.
Madhav, every approval, every project, and every stance of the government will be in public, and people who the government, whichever government it might be, if the government is not releasing it on public portal, that is a crime, and that will be done. The information.
Okay.
That information will be in the public.
Okay. Priya Shetty Rajgopal, it's a crime if you don't make it public. And one thing that I'm not able to understand is that, of course, Bangalore needs these road sweeper machines. But at the moment, we're talking about something that will cover about 13 or 14% of Bengaluru's roads. 85% of Bengaluru will continue to remain unclean in terms of the roads. So what are we talking about?
First, Madhav, the fact that we need to cover the roads, that's a bit of a difficult one, because what roads do we have anyway? I'm going to take you back to the fact that 5 years ago, I still remember reading somewhere that we have a road sweeping machine. And I called everybody I knew in the BBMP saying, if we have something, we must find it, we must use it. I don't know how many people I had to speak to, but finally one machine did turn up on my road and I actually saw it at work. So this was about 4 or 5 years ago. But when I look back, we miss out on things, because I remember seeing it was there and said, why as citizens are we not, utilizing what the government has bought? In 2016, there was one machine that was bought that was for about 90 lakhs. In 2020, there were 8 mechanical sweeping machines that were bought, and I think that was for about 28 crores. Subsequently, in before that, 2018 was 41 mechanical sweepers to clean 2,000 kilometers of Bangalore. So this is the 4th try, the 4th. And then this particular one, of course, the outrageous math is amazing. So the obvious things of, the cost versus outright purchase, is crazy. 6 times over the purchase price of 7 years, of which the government anyway owns nothing. This is a classic case of, converting capital expenditure into recurring revenue expenditure to benefit a private contractor. The other thing that concerns me is the backdoor deal and the lack of transparency. While it was approved by cabinet, it's been done without an open competitive tender. It bypasses the standard process of e-procurement, and look at the kind of volume, look at the kind of money that's involved. For all of us who, legitimately pay our taxes, we do our little bit as citizens, as economic beings in the country. I mean, this is an absolute, this is a slap in the face. This is also the issue which raises red flags about, cartelization, lack of due diligence, and certain worry about favoritism.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you remember in the COVID days. We had an exactly similar thing which happened, where we spent, I don't know how many, I think maybe 40 crores in renting out beds in the IEC rather than buying it outright.
It always talks about policy priorities, and there are some very serious questions that the state government certainly has to address. Because, remember this, these are public funds. It's one issue whether there's corruption, there's no corruption, whether it's justified, whether it's not justified. But what if these funds were utilized better? Perhaps you could have bought 4 times or 5 times as many of these road sweepers, and instead of 13%, maybe 60% of Bengaluru could have been covered. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what happens. Because at the very basic levels, at our municipal levels itself, if this is the kind of corruption that we see, then it raises some very serious questions, because it impacts the lives of all citizens who want basic facilities such as clean roads. Surabhi Hodegare, Priya Chetty Rajgopal, Arpika Dumar Junaidi, and Syed Aslam Pasha, thank you so much for joining us this evening.